If I was trying to be happy right now, I wouldn't even be recording this video. I'd either be sitting in McDonald's scrolling on my phone or grinding a video game whilst ordering Uber Eats. And that is exactly the problem. Most people in today's world are just unsuccessful because they prioritize their happiness. They chase instant gratification, which is the small things that make them feel good in the moment, and it keeps them trapped. The more they chase happiness, the further it runs. Think of it like someone trying to reach their dream destination. They're driving a car. Some people stop every 5 minutes for the cheapest fuel, and while they're filling up their car, they might go inside, buy some snacks, buy some candy and whatever. After a few days of them traveling, they would have barely covered 10 kilometers. Meanwhile, someone else buys the best fuel that lasts days. He skips the distractions and just solely focuses on reaching the destination. It is way harder and less fun in the moment, but at least he actually arrives to his dream destination in the end. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is the trap that happiness creates. I have felt this time and time again because I've both done the long-term gratification and the short-term gratification. Short-term gratification is just a trap. There's nothing else to it. There's no real benefit and it is a waste of time, but it makes you feel good in the moment. That's the trap. So you got scrolling, video games, Netflix, junk food, porn. There's so much out there and it has never been easier. We're in a time right now where it has never been easier to just get instant gratification, instant entertainment with the snap of a finger. And even if you're watching, even if you're scrolling and you're, watching self-improvement content, that is still a trap because you're not even taking any action on those videos. And because they're short, you'll probably forget about them at the end of the day anyways. If you truly want to be successful, you can't prioritize your happiness. You need to think broader. You need to look long term. You can't be thinking short term because a lot of your short term emotions are just very misleading. If you're sad, if you're depressed right now, think about what you can do right now. Even if it's hard, think about what you can do to benefit you in the future. That way, when the future rolls around, because it will eventually, whether you doom scroll or not, it's gonna come. But if you do the hard habits whilst you're not happy first, in the future, the likelihood of you being happy drastically increases. And if you're someone who prioritizes your happiness, if you're happy right now, you're gonna scroll and eat junk food, whatever, then in the future, when the future rolls around and you're gonna be unhappy in the future because you're doing what's making you happy right now, you're gonna be even less happy in the future, which causes you to go down a very, very dark path of just pure instant gratification because you just want to make yourself feel happy because you're sad. And then the future rolls around again and you're deeper and deeper and deeper in the trap. And there's just nothing you can do about it. That's why a lot of people try to distract themselves. I know a lot of gamers out there. Even I did that back then. I would use video games as an escape from the real world. I hated everything. I hated school. I hated myself. And video games was a way for just me to distract myself and just escape from the world. It only ever gets worse. I kept escaping and being happy whilst playing video games. But as time went on, I literally just gained no progress at all. And I fell so far behind. Instead of distracting myself, if I just maybe went to the gym, started prioritizing my health, started doing my homework, started improving my knowledge. If I did those, even though I hated those things, I couldn't think of anything worse to do. But if I did those things in the moment, I would have been a much different person and I would have benefited so much from it. And I'm glad that I actually started not too long ago, but if I did it ages ago, I would have been so far ahead. It is actually just crazy. So that is the happiness trap. It's never ending until you realize that there's a trap there and until you do the very hard thing. It is so hard, but once you do it and you build systems around it, that is how you escape the trap and that is how you become successful. Okay, so my next point, it kind of ties into this. Delayed gratification is a superpower. So we've talked about instant gratification. What are some things that you can do that is delayed gratification? Going to the gym, working on a business, a side hustle, meditating, praying, reading, studying, learning, researching. Those are all things that you can do that delay the gratification. So I want you guys to think to a time where you woke up super early. It would have felt terrible in the moment. Getting out of bed, it's cold, you're so groggy. But then fast forward to the end of the day, you feel so accomplished. You feel like you've done so much and you've been so productive that it almost makes you want to do it again. That is delayed gratification. You feel feel terrible at the very beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, you just feel on top of the world. You feel like, oh my god, dude, I've done so much today. I'm so proud of myself. And you give yourself a pat on the back. That is 10 times better than just feeling happy in the moment at the start of the day, and then come to the end of the day, you're just depressed. You don't want to do anything. You've gotten absolutely nothing done. So if you can put in even just a few hours to delay your gratification, it will be completely worth it. And not only is it just good for you, right? Not only is it good for your time, good for your energy, delayed gratification also teaches you discipline, patience, and long-term thinking. Like right now, the only reason why I keep uploading every single week is because I understand that on a long enough time frame, if I keep uploading every single week, it will just be impossible for me to fail. Even if it takes me 10, 20, 30 years, eventually I will succeed. Right now, it does not seem like I'm succeeding at all, right? So if I prioritize my happiness and I didn't prioritize like the long-term thinking mindset, I would have stopped this channel ages ago. But I understand to think long-term. I do habits every single day, I get 1% better every single day, and then eventually everything will just snap into place and I will succeed. That is the power of long-term gratification. Alright, now for my next point, I think society is honestly just broken, and I might make a separate video about this actually. I'll just touch on it really quickly because I don't really want this video to be too long. But society prioritizes instant gratification. It is everywhere, and if you're someone who, you know, like me, who neglects instant gratification, doesn't want to have fun, wants to do the boring things now and then have the fun things later, that is frowned upon. It's like you get told, like, what's wrong with you? Why are you like this? Why don't you want to go have fun right now? Why don't you want to party? Why don't you scroll? Wait, what? You don't have Instagram? What are you doing what do you do with your life? Bro, it's like, how is society that cooked, man? Honestly. And because of that, because society and everyone around you is like that, it honestly, it acts like a barrier. So if you're trying to like switch over, like, and leave the instant gratification behind, it makes it 10 times harder because society is just against you. And it's almost like a force field. But if you can break away from society and like not be scared of being different, or, you know what I mean? Like not being afraid to be yourself or not care what people think of you, that is how you escape society and actually become your best self. Because it can be pretty like not embarrassing, but it's like, dude, a lot of people, there's gonna be a lot of eyes on you. I mean, and it'll be kind of hard to hide it as well, because it's like a lot of people will ask you, oh, what's your Instagram, or you want to go out this party on the weekend, and you'll just keep saying no, and eventually they'll click and be like, dude, what is wrong with you? And then they'll realize. So I mean, you just gotta accept that though, and like don't let it bother you, of course, right? And yeah, honestly, I can expand way more on this. I'll make a separate video. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Subscribe, don't miss that. It's gonna be a great video. Okay, now I'm gonna end this video with the only tip you will ever need to start getting rid of instant gratification. So what you want to do is just identify the distractions around you. So obviously that's social media, maybe it's friends, it can literally be anything, and you want to set limits on them. You don't want to completely cut them off. Like, it's easier to just delete social media and then think you're fine, but then you're just not. So you want to set limits. You want to allow yourself time in the day to indulge in instant gratification, in your distractions. You don't want to spend all day. You want to actually set out Google Calendar, write out your day, and actually put in your calendar the exact time and for how long you're gonna do the bad habit. So for me, my bad habit is video games, right? I love video games. I think they're fine to play, but as long as you're not doing it all day. So if you plan out your day, you know, you've got gym in the morning, deep work for the rest of the day, and then maybe at night, you have like a few hours for video games. That's what I do. Because you've planned out your day, it makes you less likely to actually do the habit during the day, if that makes sense. So like, think about an unplanned day. Well, let's say you're at school, like after school and all that, right? Or after work, you don't know what to do, but because you planned your day, you say, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and then I can scroll, and then I can play games. But if it's unplanned, you know, you just got home, it's like, you gotta think what to do, and your mind, because it's like a habit and it's a distraction, your mind is just gonna default to the bad habit, to the instant gratification. It's just gonna that's just how it works. It's gonna default to it. So by planning out your day and actually setting a time for you to indulge in the bad habit is a game changer. It really is. Even if you think that the solution is to just completely cut it out, yes, that does work sometimes, but most of the time it just doesn't. So just put in your calendar the exact time, maybe just even a few, be generous as well with it, you know, don't do 15 minutes, do a couple hours if you like, it's fine. But if I was to give you guys a tip, for me, I prefer at nighttime, because like after I've done everything that I like, after gym, after deep work, after studying, I can then go and do my bad habit. But do whatever works for you. But I do feel like, because then it's like, when you're doing the deep work, it's like you've got a reward at the end, right? You've got something to look forward to, because when you're doing deep work, you're not going to get the reward straight away. Like I said, I've got the long-term view, you know, I won't be successful for another 5, 10 years, whatever. So I'm not going to get an instant reward for doing work. Same with the gym, like if I do a few bicep curls, I'm not going to get instantly rewarded after doing the curls. Like I'm not going to get a bigger bicep. It's going to take 6 months to a year. The same thing applies. So it's almost like a reward at the end of the day after doing the hard tasks and whatever. It is a game changer. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I make videos like these every single week in hopes to change people's lives. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.